So a good tip for vlogging is always try and keep a similar sort of theme going in between each of the vlogs. Mine seems to be grey, miserable days. So today you join us in Newber Forest, just on the beach. We're going to head round towards Llanddwyn Island in a moment, but we're just sort of walking through whilst the drizzle's here, just through the forest. With it being autumn, we'll see what we can get, and yeah, come along with us. Hopefully the weather will improve. So we've actually come away for a couple of days, and we're staying in a place called Rosniger, just up the road, about 10 miles away. And the place we're staying is absolutely glorious. It's a real sort of unique sort of boutique hotel just up my street. So it's quite interesting walking through the forest area. It's something I've never really done. I've obviously walked along the beach to get towards Llanddwyn Island, but yeah, walking through this forest, it's quite interesting to see what sort of images I can get from here. The plan this morning was to get up, leave the hotel and come direct here, but with the way the weather conditions were, it probably wasn't worth it. But what we ended up doing was heading over towards RAF Valley, and yeah, we spent most of the morning there just sort of taking shots of planes as they were going by. I'll show a couple of those now. Absolutely spectacular. That's a location I've been to a few times and taken a few shots in the past, but yeah, it's really quite funny actually seeing Sarah's excited faces. Yeah, she was seeing these jets sort of flying meters above her head really. Well, the weather conditions certainly haven't cleared up as we've walked through a forest. We've just come down to the beach now, and look at this. For just deserted, there's absolutely nobody on it. It's fantastic. We've not seen anybody as we've been walking through the forest. Granted, it's mid-November, it's a bit of a grotty day, and it's Monday. But yeah, there's absolutely nobody around, and it's just glorious. Yeah, weather permitting, as you can see in the distance, there's a little bit of hope. That's the area of hope that I'm hoping just comes over the island. If it doesn't really matter. I've been here a number of times. I've done a couple of vlogs from here as well. It's just great to be here. Certainly, yeah, while it's so empty and there's no crowds. Something unbelievable. So when we left the hotel this morning, we had a pre-breakfast breakfast. It's gets delivered to your room, and then later on you go into the restaurant and have your normal breakfast. Absolutely awesome. So we went for a walk this morning just to sort of get some air and yeah, just sort of take in the scenery and sort of get some fresh Anglesey Welsh air. Nothing's better getting into your lungs than good bit of Welsh air. But where we walked, the tide was just come in, and it's probably at this highest point, and it was almost like the end of the world. I don't know, there's something about being stood by the sea and taking it all in, and the sound and just the whole relaxing atmosphere of the sea. Oh, there's nothing like it. I'm probably sounding like a right idiot on camera now, but yeah, there's nothing like listening to the sea, listen to the water crashing against the beach. It's addictive. So I've tried to take a few images in the forest, and there wasn't really a lot happening. The weather conditions just weren't great. Everything was a little bit wet. There was no light coming through, and all the paths seemed to just lead you onto the beach. We were looking for something a little bit more remote, a little bit more sort of dense, but yeah, it just seemed to be that every single path came onto the beach. So yeah, we ended up following the path. We're on the beach. We're just going to head over to the island now and see what we can get from there. And yeah, it's just great being out. Yeah, I'm trying to take in as much as Welsh air as I can. Delightful. God, that was a bit of a mad dash. As we were on the beach at the bottom end of the island, we could just see the sky breaking and the stream of light coming through. So I left Sarah further back. She's just caught up to me now with the vlogging camera. I've taken a couple of shots, so I'll show those now. So the sun's just gone behind a big bank of cloud now. It's just given us a bit of time now to sort of recuperate and yeah, me to get my breath back, because that was a complete dash across. So yeah, like I say, the sun's gone behind the cloud. We're hoping for a bit of drama in the sky. There's big black clouds to the left of the lighthouse and clear skies to the right. Normally I shoot with the lighthouse on the right hand side of the frame, but with the way the sun was then, I had to do it to the left so I could get all the light on the rocks as well. But yeah, we'll see what those images have turned out like, and yeah, hopefully I've got a couple of good shots on there. So while I was doing that time lapse, the Nikon D7200 has taken a tumble. I've damaged it, but it's still working, but I'm going to give it a bit of a close inspection later on tonight when I get back to the hotel. I hope this one's okay. It's going to be costing me a fortune replacing these cameras. So we're just heading down now. I've got the lighthouse just behind me. So we're going to head along the side of it. I think I've lost all the light. I'm not sure whether we're going to get any decent light now. Might get a little bit of colour in the sky. So we're just going to play around with a few sort of different compositions now. No pressure, and yeah, see what we can get. Come and join us. So we're now fast approaching high tide. We're going to head off back now. The problem with this place, with it being an island, when it does reach high tide, you're kind of a little bit stranded. So yeah, the tide is actually trying to attack me as I'm talking to you guys now. And I'm back. So yeah, we're going to finish from this location, head back to the hotel, try and do some sort of temporary repairs on the camera, see what comes of that really. I hope it's nothing drastic. And then tomorrow we're going to go into the church in the sea. It's a church on a small island. We're going to have a look around there and sort of see what we can get. So from Llanddwyn, it's probably time to say goodbye. So yeah, catch you tomorrow. Bye. Well, good morning, and as you can tell, I'm not at church in the sea. God, it feels a little bit close and personal sitting on the floor. So we got back to the hotel that night and I had closer inspection on the camera. And the damage, I didn't think was massive, but it damaged the dial there on initial thoughts. And all the internals of the dial had started to come out. So I didn't think it was safe to take the camera out the following day. I did some temporary repairs on it, but it just wasn't adequate. So yeah, I brought the camera back and had a proper look at it. On further inspection as well, it's just cracked the case just around about there. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera. And there's a few scratches and a few scuffs on it around the body, but generally it's pretty much survived. When we got home, I inspected everything a little bit further and also noticed that the lens has taken some impact as well. So when you spin the dial from 24, you get to about 35 or just after 35, and then it gets a little bit stiffer until you get to 70. Not a massive issue, it still takes images, it still does take a shot, and it's still as clear as it was. Just obviously something happened with the internals. I believe there's a bar where it slides up and down, and that may have been bent. So yeah, I'll take this in for repair and just get it sorted. The list goes on. I also damaged the polarizer on the front of it. This was sitting on the front of the camera, and this seems to have taken quite a bit of the impact as well. And it no longer polarizes, purely for the fact it won't spin. And I've tried everything on it. I've tried pliers, I've tried endless hours trying to spin it around. But again, this is dead. So what actually happened? Well, I'm not really sure. I pressed the shutter, and as I did, the camera just fell off the tripod. I think, as I've secured it to the L bracket at the front, the clasp, or the clip that holds this in place, has gripped the bottom end of the bar and not actually gone into place into the actual bracket and had a secure fit. So I think as I pressed the button, it's put a bit of weight on it, it's jumped and yeah, fallen off. Now this could have been a lot worse. I was actually stood on the side of the cliff right by the lighthouse. For those of you who've been to Llanddwyn Island, you'll understand that it's actually quite rocky and quite hilly as well. And it almost fell all the way down the rocks into the sea. So it's just a miracle that it landed where it did. And like anything, I don't like things that aren't working right. And I just wanted to make sure we got home and everything was secure with it. So the following day we actually went to church in the sea, and I was going to take a couple of shots. I was going to try and risk it, but when I took the camera out of the bag, the tape had started to peel off where it was holding the dial together, and I thought no, it just wasn't worth the risk of losing any parts, certainly on a rocky beach like that. So apologies on cutting the vlog short, but yeah, these things happen, and yeah, it's a bit of a mindset to look after your gear and just make sure that everything's secured properly on the tripod before you take that shot. I will be taking the lens and the camera in for repair, just get those bits and pieces fixed. Like anything, if it's not working right, it drives me mad. So apologies for cutting the vlog short, but yeah, hope you understand. Just press record, and they're actually road sweeping outside. They've not done that for years. And we're not talking a man with a brush, we're talking those big trucks coming down the road. So even though it's cut short, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, give me the thumbs up. Leave a comment, let me know who you are, where you're from, and which was your favourite image. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. It'd be great to have you on board of the channel. So from, well, it was Anglesey, now it's Warrington, in my front living room. Time to say goodbye. All the best, take care, see you very, very soon. Providing I get the camera fixed. And who knows, it might be an opportunity to buy the Nikon D850.